Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday morning. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. Got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Sunday morning, guys. So, guys, before I start, I want to say really quickly because I received so many emails from you guys in regards to not seeing me on YouTube. So, I actually posted a post on the community page some time ago that I will be pulling away from YouTube. So I did post a post, but I'm guessing some of you guys did not see it, and that's okay. That's okay. But yes, so randomly when I feel a conviction to do so, I will upload a recording. So please be sure to set your notifications because I don't know when it would be. But if you set your notifications, then you'll know when the recording pops up. So thank you guys for all the emails. I miss you guys as well. But when you get a conviction, you must be obedient. So, all right, I want to speak really quickly about self love. So, of course, as you guys know, we talk about or we hear a lot about healing, the importance of healing season. Well, healing is one thing. Healing is just allowing God to get in there and just to work on you so you can expel a lot of your trauma areas, a lot of the triggers, et cetera, heal that broken heart. Mend that wound, help that self-defense, help that people-pleasing spirit, clean all that stuff up, right, to heal your soul. However, that's one part. But then there's another part, which is self-love. Well, it's hard to have self-love before healing. So healing and self-love is two different things. So of course, again, we hear people talk about healing all the time, but healing is just a part of the equation. So in regards to self-love is when you love yourself enough to understand what you bring, understand what you carry, understand the importance of boundaries, understanding that when it's time to walk away, it's time to walk when you're no longer being fed, things like that, right? It's just that you love yourself enough that you're not going to tolerate disrespect. You're not going to tolerate not being appreciated, et cetera, et cetera. So when you don't have self-love, when you haven't been healed, then you do allow people to take advantage of you. You allow people to not be reciprocal in the relationships. You do allow people to play with you all kind of way. You don't have that strength and that confidence to walk away because you don't even know what you carry. You haven't really tapped into what you carry. When you love yourself and you know who you are, you know you're rare. You know that anyone who comes into your life or vice versa, right? You add fruit. You know that you're rare. You know that you're cut from a different cloth. So when it's time to walk, when God convicts you to walk away from something because either you're not appreciated, no one's supporting you, they're not loving you, they're not as loyal to you, whatever's going on in that situation or that relationship, et cetera, when you get the conviction, because you may have missed it, you will walk with no problems. But when you're wounded, when you're unhealed, you will stay trying to buy people's love. You will stay trying to make people support you. You will stay trying to make someone see what you carry. You can never make them see what you carry. We can try, right? I've been there, trust me. Never again, right? You can try to make people see what you carry, but truth of the matter is, if they're not for you, they can't see that, right? It may not even be you. They may just be to a point in their lives where they're just not ready to receive everything that you have. See, healing attracts healing. Whole people attract whole people. So, some of you may be in a season where it feels like you've mastered your isolation season, but it's now like God has tossed you back in isolation season again. Well, this season may just be specifically God working on your self-love. This is why relationships of all sorts are coming to an end. Because if you take account, maybe some of these relationships were toxic, right? Maybe some of these relationships were fine and great, but there's no reciprocity. You're giving and giving, and they're taking and they're taking. And it can be anyway. This can be money. This can be your time, which is time is way, way more valuable than money, but they can just be taking and taking and taking from you. Let it be your volunteering, because maybe you could be working from an unhealed place and you're working and operating from a people-pleasing seed, or you can just don't know how to say no because you don't know how to put up boundaries. But again, all this is still redirected back to self-love. When you love yourself, people can't take advantage of you. This is why when you love yourself, you see relationship starts to fall off, because you now understand the importance of boundaries. You now understand the importance of putting your foot down. You now understand, it's like, listen, I'm going to demand my respect. I'm not going to ask you to respect me. I'm going to demand my respect. See, when you know who you are, when you love yourself, you can demand respect. Doesn't mean they have to respect you. That just means you love yourself enough to walk away. So if you're in an isolation season, could be very temporary. It's just that God is trying to get your attention, like, hey, job well done. You did amazing in your healing journey. But do you really love yourself? Do you see you're being taken advantage of? Do you see that you're not being appreciated? Do you see that people are still not recognizing what you carry? So they're trying to put you in a lane with just the average person. You have to really get yourself to a point where God can really show you. God can show you from how he sees you. You don't fit in with the masses, right? And that's not a place of cockiness, right? That's just confidence and self-love. You don't fit in with the masses. You just don't. You stand out. So if you're in an isolation season right now, it may be very temporary, especially if you've already mastered isolation season before transformation season. He's just trying to get your attention. Why are you still allowing this? Why are you still allowing this toxic relationship? Why are you still trying to change this person? Why are you still sitting around in environments and places and situations that you're not honored? There's no reciprocity. Why are you allowing this? But you want me to open the door to massive, major blessings. You want me to open the door to destiny, but you are still not demanding your respect. I can't open certain doors and you still don't fully love yourself. So you have to master self-love, because when I open these doors, it's going to be more temptation. It's going to be more people trying to take from you. And if you don't master self-love, it's going to hurt you. It's going to harm you. So if you're back into isolation season, ask God what it's about. He may just show you that maybe you are operating from certain seeds. Maybe you are still in situationships where you're not being honored. Maybe you're still not able to put up boundaries. Maybe you still are not strong enough to demand your respect or walk if it's not respected. So there's something, but ask him and he'll tell you. Because again, many times we think we're waiting on God, and most times it's God waiting on us. We think we are ready for certain blessings. How in the world are we waiting for billions of dollars and we're not even self-disciplined or have enough self-love to tell people no on a smaller scale? But we think if we have millions of dollars, it's going to make life better. It's going to make life worse. Trust me when I tell you. People tend to think the more things you get, the easier life gets. And I get it. You hear people say all the time, well, let me have it and then I'll decide. I get that. I do. But life gets more difficult the more things you have. So you're waiting on millions of dollars because you think life will get better, or you're waiting on your God-given purpose partner, spouse, husband, etc., but you can't demand a respect from a dude down the street who you're dealing with. He don't even call back. He's knocking on the door 3 o'clock in the morning. He's supposed to have been there since 7:30 for dinner. If you can't demand respect at this level, God will not promote you. So it's so many things that God needs us to understand, to work on, and to dominate in this season before he opens the door to major blessings. Many people will fall off. Many things will fall off. Many places will fall off. This is a journey where many times in many seasons you will be called to walk alone. And you have to be okay with that. Many people struggle with that. And this is why a lot of people turn back, or they kind of just accept certain behaviors because they feel like, well, if I walk away from this, if I walk away from this person, I'm going to be alone. Well, that's the only way you're going to grow. God have to really get up in there. No distractions. Another thing, this is why a lot of your distractions are being cut off right now. Or you're being convicted over and over to pull away from certain distractions because God needs you in quiet time so he can give you certain downloads about the next move. There are things that's coming, major things that's coming soon. But are you prepared to receive it? Are you prepared to walk away? Are you prepared to demand your respect? Are you prepared to expect reciprocity? It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.